Nearly 50,000 dock workers continue their strike as shipments remain halted at East Coast and Gulf Coast ports. The strike has seen goods from automobiles to food and clothing piling up in containers at 36 ports stretching from Maine to Texas. Now, these workers went on strike against the U.S. Maritime Alliance, or the USMX, on Tuesday after months of stalled contract negotiations. The International Longshoremen's Association, which is the largest union for maritime workers on the East Coast, seeks salary hikes, better working conditions, and job security amid growing automation.
The ILA is fighting for respect, appreciation, and fairness in a world in which corporations are dead set on replacing hardworking people with automation. Employers push automation under the guise of safety, but it is really about cutting labor costs to increase their already exceptionally high profits.
Our fight is with these foreign-owned carriers that have made billions of dollars on the backs of longshore men and women for too long.
Yes, sir!
Yes, sir. Hey, hey. We're gonna fight this thing until we get the contract we deserve. We're not looking for more than we deserve. We're just looking for what we deserve.
However, the lack of progress in negotiations has raised concerns among those reliant on these ports for business. According to a J.P. Morgan analysis, the ongoing strike could cost the American economy around $5 billion every single day that workers are in fact on strike. Experts say the strike could spike the prices of automobiles, furniture, food, and several other consumer goods. And the United States could tip into recession if the strike lasts for more than a month.
It starts off very low, relatively low. So, we have an economy that's $29 trillion in GDP, nominal GDP. So the initial impacts are in the tens of millions. Then we move to the hundreds of millions, on a daily basis. Then eventually you start getting to the billions, and then you get to the multiple billions.
Now, following the strike, the USMX has said that it's proud of its offer of a nearly 50% wage increase to the union. The group also said that it would like the labor union to come to the table for a face-to-face negotiating session. But the workers' union says that the current offer simply does not address their issues, which they've been facing for years now. Meanwhile, the White House has sided with dock workers, saying they deserve better wages and working conditions.
We are urging USMX to come to the table with a fair proposal. We cannot say this enough. We believe that these workers deserve a fair pay, they deserve benefits, and that meets the level of their peers.
President Joe Biden said that the strike could end up being a man-made disaster and needs to be resolved as soon as possible.
The last thing we need on top of that is a man-made disaster, what's going on at the ports. We're getting pushback already, and we're hearing from the folks regionally that they're having trouble getting product they need because of the port strike. And look, there's a consortium of basically 6 owners that control all the ports from all the way to the East Coast down around the Gulf. And they've made incredible profits, over 800% profit since the pandemic. And the owners are making tens of millions of dollars in this. The last thing they need is to profit off of this. It's time for them to sit at the table and get this strike done.
Now, political watchers are saying that the port strike could in fact be the October surprise, as it threatens to unleash economic chaos in the United States just weeks away from the U.S. presidential election.
Firstpost decodes the U.S. election, explains how America chooses its president. Your primer on the race to the White House. Everything you need to know about how America votes and its global implications. U.S. Election Explained, every Monday and Thursday only on Firstpost.